Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 134 of the Unknown Games Podcast, a show where we talk about video games and everything that's, well, game related, and of course, our lives here in Japan. And by we, I'm Adrian, and my co host, Alex,
What's up? I'm Alex.
the Game Duck. It's been a week. Well, technically, it hasn't been a week since I've actually talked to you, but it's been a week since we last
No,
podcasted.
yeah. It's been a week since we last podcasted, yeah.
Since we last podcasted. How's your weekend? How was things? Catch me up. How's life been in the
Weekend
past
was
week?
good. Yeah, the weekend was good, I guess. I actually went to Akihabara for the first time in like 3 weeks, I guess. I mean, I've been kind of recently, but I went back to Akihabara on the weekend
Oh, nice.
and just walked around a bit to some of the stores that I usually hit up when I go to Akiba. So, I mean, for you guys, I'm sure you guys know, like our listeners probably know that like there's a lot of good stuff in Akiba. I guess if you're a otaku of any kind, so this is anime, games, or just electronics in general, a lot of that stuff is going to be in Akihabara.
Yep, yep.
So like that's all of my hobbies are just there. So I like going to Akihabara just to like look around at a bunch of stuff. So I went to a headphone store to look at audio gear, and I went to a retro game store to look at video game stuff, and I went to a keyboard store actually. I got some keyboard switches because I'm building a keyboard this week again, and
That tech life.
yeah, and that was good. Then I went for dinner afterward, and I had some drinks. And yeah, you were there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, for everyone who's wondering before we get into the show, if you are looking to come to Japan as part of like a tour group or whatever, they are kind of opening the country back up. Only 20,000 people a day from certain countries, but that list is like 36, I
But
guess,
that
more.
includes students and workers, no?
I
Right?
believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 20,000 people, including like not tourists. Like if you're here for school, you're also in that number, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, go check it out if you're looking to come to Japan. And there's some great spots out there to hit up. So today we're going to be talking about the state of play, Sony state of play that's going to be going on. I believe it's like June 2nd. For us, that's like seven. It's around like 7 a.m. in the morning. We're
Yeah,
typically
I'll be sleeping. No question. I don't even care. I'm sleeping.
we're
Like,
typically
yeah.
sleep.
I used to be like, I'm gonna stay up late. I'm gonna watch this or whatever it is. Like for Apple events for whatever, a couple of years, like maybe five
Mhm.
plus years ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'll stay up late. I want to see what the new iPhone's about, and then I'd like watch it and go to bed. But now I'm just like, oh, I'll just read it. But I don't even care. I'll care. Like I don't just do
Just
whatever.
read the news. Just read over it
Yeah,
at the end of the
I'll
day.
just wake up. Well, I'll just wake up and read. Yeah, okay. But
It's
no, the
always.
state of play.
Oh,
Sorry,
continue,
what?
continue. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be June 3rd. Yeah, it's 7 in the morning for Japan. So fuck it. I'm sleeping, man.
Done.
Yeah.
So we'll be going over that in the announcements or just as the topic in general, what we think is going to be there at the show. And it's only 30 minutes, so it's not like a lot of things. But, crazy things could happen in 30 minutes. Who knows? And just a couple of news after that. So go ahead and if you like this video, leave a like on the video. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy what we have on the YouTube, definitely leave a like there. Subscribe to the channel, and if you are listening to us on Google Play Podcast, Spotify, or iTunes, any of those podcasting services, go ahead, leave a review, 5 stars. I would say more because we deserve it. We deserve it.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard.
We've been working hard. Yeah, just go ahead and leave that. And then you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. Yeah. Where can they find you on Twitch?
Yeah, good question. I'm glad you asked. It's twitch.tv/root24. If you're watching the YouTube video, it's just on screen right there. But if you are listening on one of the other major podcasting platforms, that's Root, is ROUTE 24. I'm live 2 times a week, 9 p.m. JST, Tuesday, Thursday. Come hang out.
There we go. Currently playing Power Wash, Stranger of Paradise,
Yeah, it's not
and
even. Yeah, I'm
I
playing
think
Power Simulator.
Vampire Survivor. I know I was going to
Survivors,
say
yeah.
Vampire Simulator. That would have been something
No,
different.
yeah, that'd be
That's
a
something
different kind of
different.
game. That'd be fun though, actually.
That would be something.
Yeah, Power Watch for this week. There was a new patch for Vampire Survivors like a week or two ago. I haven't even touched it yet, actually.
Both of your games got
Um,
patched. Both of them.
yeah, I haven't touched the Vampire Survivors patch yet. I would say I'm like a tiny bit tired of it. I mean, I played for hours and hours and hours
You,
and
you've
hours.
definitely, yeah, you've
I,
grinded out.
I just checked
Yeah,
Steam. Yeah, I have 50.5 hours into this $3 game.
It's
So
one of
that's
those things where essentially you go for like, can I beat the game? Can I do this? And then like once you get to like a certain point, it's just like I want to experiment with X, Y, and Z. And then once you finally finish your experimenting, it's just like, okay, I'll come back for when they patch, do some big stuff, and then just come back and revisit kind of game. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, the new stuff they added seems pretty cool. I mean, speaking of that, actually similar is I haven't played Phasmophobia in a while. It's another early access game, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a minute.
I haven't played Phasmo in a long, long time, but I just took a look at the dev notes for Phasmo on Steam because they
Mm-hmm,
updated
mm-hmm.
it and they kind of have like, here's what we're working on, kind of development previews kind of stuff. And just based on the updates that they have planned, it looks like they're really adding a bunch of new features. They're overhauling a lot of stuff. The main menu itself looks different. There's different ghosts and stuff. It's still like more ghosts. There's a lot of new stuff that has been being added to Phasmo or will be added to Phasmo. And I haven't touched the game in like I would say at this point close to about a year-ish maybe. So the next time that I jump back in, I think it'll be almost like a brand new game, and I
It
think
probably
that'll make
will.
it fun. Yeah, because like if you jump in every now and then, you're like, oh, it's Phasmo, this is different, that's cool. But if you take like a long break from an early access game, the next time you come back in, it could be like
Completely
almost a
different.
completely different game. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold off until they basically make it version 1, and it would kind of like I wonder if that'll like reignite kind of the
Ignite
initial
the
spark,
people.
yeah, that I
I
had for the
believe
game when I was playing
so.
a lot of it. Yeah.
Especially if it's like during a spooky time of year or summer, either one of those things. I think people will
The
definitely come
spooky
back
time
to
of
it.
year or summer.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You
I mean like
just
for some reason like summer is like a horror kind of part of the
in Japan
year.
it is, yeah, in
You
Japan.
know,
So I mean like cuz in for the rest of the world you're thinking like October for Halloween, that kind of
I
stuff, right?
I'm thinking that, but yeah,
Yeah, but for Japan for Japan it's going to be summer, but like when you were just like spooky or summer
spooky or summer.
or summer,
Get ready,
yeah.
kids. Summer's coming.
So yeah.
So yeah, and then that's a great game, and I'm currently playing Alien VR, well Alien Isolation in VR, out of VR, both of those in Nino Kuni. So you can stop by on my stream Ninja Tricks NinjaTrix, and without any further ado, let's get on into the show because we don't want to keep anyone longer than we have to.
Yeah.
Whatever that time frame is for you. If you're eating lunch right now, we want to get you done in 30. It
Yeah, if
never
you're at the gym or
happens.
something, yeah. Do you listen to podcasts oh, sorry, you go to the gym. Sorry.
I listen to podcasts while I'm eating, like
Oh,
dinner
really? I
making
can't do
dinner.
it.
Actually, when I'm making dinner, I like to listen to podcasts.
That makes sense. I know like people do it when they're washing dishes or doing chores or something like that, or you're commuting maybe. That's a good podcasting time as
Commuting,
well.
walking,
Yeah.
any of that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All
Um,
right, let's do it. State of play. So that's in a week-ish
no,
about.
no, it's this Thursday.
Oh, it is this Thursday.
It's
You're
this
right.
Thursday. So by the
Oh,
time
you're
this
right. Yeah.
episode goes up,
You
you
know how it
all
already
will
happened.
know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
will
you're
all
right.
know.
All right. So
uh,
state of play. What are your predictions?
what do we got? So I mean, we've been talking about things that we kind of want. And first of all, this came up out of nowhere. Sony just kind of announced it. I believe it was less than a week. It was a week. It was a week from the state of play. So last Thursday, they're like, "Hey, we got a state of play,"
Yeah, I
which
think
was really strange. Usually, there's a little bit more leeway time. I feel
I'm not really sure actually. I haven't really paid that much attention to the news cycle for this kind of stuff. I definitely feel like now you can definitely get away with bringing events on people like this because previously, if you were a journalist or whatever, you would probably need to attend the event in person. So you'd need to fly out and book a hotel and that kind of stuff, right?
exactly. This
But
is
I think
E3.
this is just a broadcast. Yeah, this is just a broadcast that Sony's just like, here, just watch this or whatever. So if it doesn't matter if you're a journalist or a fan or whatever, you're just tuning into the broadcast when it's live. So
Exactly. And this is, I guess, normally we wouldn't care too much about these, but since this is like E3 kind of that time
for
frame
Sony, yeah.
for Sony and other
Well, this
companies,
is
or
this is like Sony's kind of press conference, right? We don't have E3 anymore, but this is
yeah,
the equivalent. I would say the equivalent. Yeah.
this is the equivalent. So you would think there would be some big stuff out of this, but so what they've said so far is that there's going to be at least about 30 minutes of trailers and announcements. But this is going to primarily focus on third-party games and PSVR2 development, like games in development. So if you're looking, maybe they have a God of War, maybe that is there, or something first party. I think they've pretty much shown a lot of their first party that have actually come out. So the only one that's upcoming is really God of War or Wolverine or something. So In terms of what they have to do, uh, I think this is the we've been talking about Final Fantasy 16. This
Yeah,
is perfect timing, I assume.
I would probably feel like this is definitely the time for it. There's been a lot of, I'm pretty sure these are all fake, but at least today I noticed on Twitter like a bunch of quote unquote leaks were trending on Twitter.
Okay, okay.
Just some like bullshit like picture of a computer monitor of like the state of play schedule where it's like opening statement and then the games that are gonna be announced and then closing. I don't know if you've seen these on Twitter or not, but
I haven't. If you can, yeah, you send me a link.
yeah, let me
I'll
try to
open it.
find one. Yeah, but basically, it's just like a bunch of bullshit that's just like Final Fantasy 16, and then like FF7 remake part 2, and then just like I don't know, like whatever people want to be at state of play
If
or
we could,
whatever.
if we could get both of those, that would be dumb, stupid, like awesome. That'd be perfect.
Um,
And
yeah, it's possible. I mean, they're possible because we're expecting them, and they're possible because Square, we know they're working on them, so that's like not completely out there. It would be kind of cool though, I guess. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm trying to scroll through my Twitter feed
Oh,
personally,
to
but
find it, yeah.
it's filled with wrestling.
Oh, from a certain
So
friend of the show,
yeah,
that
and I'm
DJing
just it's just
kid.
all wrestling. Yeah.
Bro,
So
you know,
yeah.
as a random part of this show, definitely go ahead and follow our friend Just Ehe on Twitter. I don't know if that's still his handle or not.
It's all Twitter.
It's
I'm sorry,
all
it's all Twitter. It's all wrestling. It's all wrestling right now. It's just all
all
wrestling.
wrestling. But yeah,
My
Project
feed is
Diva came
wrestling right
out.
now. Yeah, I'm just trying to find. I'm trying to find it. Uh,
Um,
but yeah, no. So it's just like a picture of a computer monitor with some random schedule that some dude, no doubt, just typed out or whatever, right? And to try to get some hype or to drum up some controversy,
I'm wondering if we're
comments and
gonna
stuff
see
on Twitter.
Pragmata, or because like here's the thing, I
Oh, from
don't know if
Capcom, right?
yeah, from
Yeah.
Capcom. I feel like Capcom, they've shown a lot of stuff, but from the things that have kind of gone on hiatus a little bit, we got
Yeah.
Pragmata, and then we also have I know a couple of our friends, we've been talking about Dragon Dogma's 10th anniversary coming up.
Oh, yeah, we might see something there.
If they'll do something right there, we could, in this, they wouldn't do this. This is a far out left field pick.
You think Power Stone?
Monster Hunter World 2.
Oh, that'd be kind of crazy.
That
Yeah.
would be the craziest thing considering Sunbreak isn't out yet.
No.
But we know that they only do like essentially one major expansion for these Monster Hunter games, and that's coming out. So the press cycle is about time to start hyping. I would say TGS is more of a safe bet.
I would say TGS as well. Well, okay. So Rise was a Nintendo time exclusive, at least not the expansion, but the base game, right?
Right, right.
And World was timed PlayStation, right? How long? Half a year? 1 year?
Was it half a year? Was it?
I can't remember. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I actually can't remember either. I feel like Rise came out on both at the same time. I want to say.
Rise?
Oh no, sorry, not Rise. Rise was
Switch exclusive.
yeah, Switch was for a year. That was for a year, yeah, or a little bit over
Yeah,
a year.
World was like I also
World
want to
was
say
both. I feel like World was everything minus Switch, of course.
at launch.
PC was the
No.
one that was a year behind for Rise.
Oh
Or
yeah.
for World. Sorry, PC was the
Yeah.
one that was behind on World.
Was there an Xbox version of World?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, that's really. I
Hey,
didn't
we're
know.
in Japan, you know. Well, apparently, you can buy an Xbox now, but no, you can get yourself some Xboxes.
I just didn't know that World was on Xbox. I just had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we only play on PlayStation. Well, we don't only play on PlayStation, but a lot of the times we do. We're not biased people. That's just what we own. That's just
You know what? I have no idea. You're right. I just for some reason just did not think World was on Xbox. I don't know why.
one of
Yeah.
their largest games, so best-selling games. I think it's their top-selling game actually. World is the number one, if I remember that list from last week.
What, Capcom?
For Capcom, yeah, yeah. 12 million or some crazy number like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So, but that's a wild left field pick. What do you think from Konami?
Fuck, dude. I don't.
What does Konami have? We have to break it down to what does Konami have.
I mean,
every
Konami has
time.
a bunch of good franchises that's well loved, but I don't think Konami, the current Konami nowadays, I don't think they have any interest in pursuing new IPs, right? And if anything, if Konami's going to be doing anything, I would argue that they're going to be playing it extremely safe and making simple to develop games from their existing library, or just doing stuff like remasters or whatever, right? So for big Konami franchises, obviously we have Silent Hill, Metal Gear, Bomberman, Castlevania. I'm missing anything else? Like that's the big four, right?
That's what I want to say. I mean, they have older stuff but they're
Yeah, we have like
but it's not like huge
Goemon or
stuff,
whatever.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, what? Yeah, we there's Goemon, which is a more bigger in Japan. I don't know if any people overseas know too much about Goemon, but um, what
Gosh,
else is
yeah.
Konami? I guess
I'm gonna
there's
look up
like
a.
God forbid, yeah, I know, yeah, God forbid, like Love Plus and like Tokimeki Memorial and
Yeah, it's a lot
um,
of stuff that you don't really like. If it were to come back, you wouldn't really care outside of maybe Suidoken or Silent Hill. They, of
yeah. Well,
course,
I mean,
they have Yu-Gi-Oh, but
Suikoden, I
we're not
want
going
to
to talk
believe
about.
Suikoden's more or less dead. I don't think Konami's going to make a new Suikoden game because it's relatively in the grand scheme of games. It's a little niche, and that
Yeah, yeah.
team is working on their own game right now, right?
Aiden,
That's
yeah.
yeah, Eiyuden, right? That's coming out soon. I mean, the side game already came out, so
Bloody Roar, Bloody Roar.
that's Konami.
Apparently, I know it's Hudson, but I think yeah, it's published by Konami but
Oh
developed by
yeah, it's
Hudson.
probably
So that's a
Konami
little
then.
bit.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Contra. Sorry, I'm missing Contra.
there we go, Contra.
Yeah,
That
Contra,
you
Gradius, and sorry, I'm just going through a gigantic Wikipedia list right now.
I'll put that on screen, I guess. I have it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Okay.
it too.
Yeah, well, DDR, but God, that's an arcade game. For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, if you guys live in Japan or you've visited Japan recently, or you've gone to a Japanese arcade, Konami is very strong with music games. They still produce music games regularly. They still come out with music
Very
updates
much.
all the time.
Very
Yeah. So if
much.
you ever like, does Konami still make music? They still do. They really really still do.
They really
But
still do.
yeah, we're talking specifically. We're focused now on the home console market, right? So
Zone of the Enders, which
I
that
don't.
already came back. That
Zoe's dead. Zoe's
that
dead. Yeah.
basically already came back as that kind of VR slash remaster version
Of two, yeah.
of two
The second runner,
exactly.
yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah. They don't really have anything that's like outside of Japan. You know, like the Power Pro. That's straight up just Japanese.
That's really Japan,
Basically,
yeah.
that's very Japan centric. Um,
If you
I
just look at the Wikipedia right now, you look at the last 2 years of Konami games, it's all arcade stuff. Beat Mania, Sound Voltex, Dance Dance Revolution, Mahjong Fight Club, Magic Quiz Academy. That's all arcade stuff, right?
it's all arcade stuff, like
So Konami has
completely.
essentially exited, the home console market. Bomber
Out,
Girl, fucking hell, Bomber Girl. Yeah, Bomber
oh
Girl. That's also an
yeah,
arcade game. Yeah, yeah.
like outside of those franchises, those four kind of main franchises, maybe you can say like a Gradius or
Yep.
something like that, but outside those really big ones that have really exploded in the West for a console release that get people hype, I don't, there's been rumors of the Silent Hill,
Yeah, there's been
and
rumors of
then
Silent Hill coming back. Yeah.
Metal
There's
Gear.
rumors that it's going to be a new Silent
People
Hill.
joke about that one, but Silent Hill is the one that people
Um,
are assuming by Team Bloober, which they've kind of denied that they're
no,
working on
it's
that,
I
but
don't think that's yeah.
they do. I mean, they do basically Silent Hill games, like.
I'm gonna give Konami a 5% chance of showing up as Sony State of Play, like 5% chance. And if they do
5%
show up,
with
it's gonna be like a remaster of some kind. Like I don't. It's obvious that they've basically given up on the home console market, right?
just yeah, like original IPs, like you said. Yeah, yeah. I'll put money on Silent Hill because that seems like the best
That's probably the
contender,
most.
the
Yeah,
most likely.
it's either that or some kind of Metal Gear game.
Who would be doing it though? Like what's
Konami internally, right? It's like the team that did Metal Gear Survive.
oh, but that well, we know how that turned out, and I think
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. It would just be Konami. It would be the internal team in Konami. Now that Koji Pro is not Konami, right? The whole studio
The
left.
whole studio's gone. Yeah. So uh, and then we talked about Square, which
Oh
we're
yeah.
thinking just Final Fantasy 16. If we see a teaser of 7 Part 2, I don't really think that they do both in this one show because this thing isn't really like a blowout. You know what I mean? It's just a 30-minute little thing, not even featuring Sony's first party titles. It's their
I
PSVR 2
well,
titles, right?
I can honestly, I think Square could do both. They'll do 16, and then they'll do like just the logo of Remake 2. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
maybe
they would
like
just
expect more news, teaser,
Yes,
logo
they
kind of
would.
deal.
Yeah, it's like Seymour TGS or whatever. I don't know. Like they would do let's say 1 minute or 2 minute trailer for 16 because they said they were done the trailer, right? So we're probably gonna get. I mean, I'm speculating, but maybe we'll get a trailer for 16. It's like 2 minutes long. It'll have a date on there, or at least like a window, so it's like fall 2022 or something like that. and then it'll be like a 10-second teaser of just like the FF7 remake 2 logo. Just that. No words, no narration, just that, right? I can
Yeah,
see Square doing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see them doing that, and because we have the not Game Awards, but Summer Games Fest, which is essentially like the Game Awards for, I think it's on June 9th. So a week after this is when they're actually going to be doing even more, like a specifically maybe hour long, hour and a half long
Oh, well, yeah, then they
announcement
can do that. Yeah,
type show.
they can show more there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I assume that's what we'll get from Square. I don't think they have any other classics or anything that they're bringing. They there's too much stuff that they're bringing out this year that no one really, we could even see more of the Valkyria stuff, more of the Dios field.
Well, this is the state of play. So whatever is being shown off here, I would say would either need to be a timed exclusive or needs to have some kind of special treatment for PlayStation, right?
Right.
So I think some of those games they could possibly be PC games as well, day and date. Like maybe the Valkyria game is maybe the profile. I don't know, maybe.
We'll see when the Steam page comes up. It has a high shot of being on PC as well. I can't imagine them just sticking those on one like an exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know. I do know that 16 is going to be at least timed. I think Remake 2 will also be timed at least 1 year. Like that, they actually got 2 years out of that because of the extended exclusivity they got with Integrate, right?
Right.
Yeah, so Remake was a 2 year exclusive window for Sony. 16 I think will be at least 1 year as well. But yeah, the other games that are coming out this year, I don't think they're gonna be that aggressively exclusive. I don't think so. I can't see Sony being like, we want Star Ocean,
No,
badly.
no.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I had a bad thought. No one wants Star Ocean that bad.
Yeah, like I don't think Sony's gonna be like, oh, we want 1 year on Star Ocean 6.
I mean, all these games were, I believe, still shown at like a state of play. All three of those, Dios Field,
Okay.
Valkyria, and then Star Ocean. But like you said, it's maybe there's an update. Maybe we get more of a gameplay side of it. So who knows? Which those trailers had gameplay in them anyways. And who else is left from the Japanese makers that we could see something from? We talked about Konami. We talked about I guess Koei Tecmo.
There's Bandai
Namco, which
and Koei Tecmo and who else is there? Bandai Namco, Koei Tecmo. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's some of the other ones,
the big ones.
Yeah,
I can't imagine Bandai Namco coming with anything because outside of they've got the JoJo's game, so done by CyberConnect 2, which is a remake, JoJo's All Stars. I guess we could see like a extra trailer for that kind of deal.
right.
But they're not really huge on making too many new IP. They've made some pretty good new IP. I'm not gonna lie. We've had what do you call that one game? Chaos, not Chaos. Goodness gracious, not Chaos. Scarlet Nexus, and then we've also had Code Vein from Bandai Namco.
Oh yeah,
both of those.
Code Vein. Well, yeah, but yes, those are good games. But that Code Vein is at this point what, 4 years old?
4 years
three?
old, three something. That team had to be
Something,
working
yeah,
on
I
it.
think 3 years. I think at this point.
And then we had Tales of Arise last year.
Right. Time is fucking flying. Yeah, 2021 September was Arise.
That was
2020.
2021. No. I feel like it was 2021.
2021.
Something somewhere.
2021. Yeah.
What did it say it was?
2020. Yeah, September 2021 was Tales of Arise.
We'll say it was. Yeah. So, I can't see other than, you know what? Scratch it. I know what they're bringing. It's a surefire Gundam Evolution. It's not anything new. It's just going to announce. It's just going to be like
there's a beta coming out. Yeah, the closed beta. Yeah,
there's the closed beta for the 23rd of June through the 28th of June. It'll probably be like, hey, here's a trailer. Here's a new playable Gundam or playable mech.
A suit. Yeah,
a suit. Mobile suit. There we go. Another mobile suit. And then they maybe announce that, and then just sign up for the closed beta because it is PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X, Xbox Series One limited. It's just
and
consoles
PC.
only.
So literally everything minus the Switch. Yep.
Oh no! For this beta, there's no PC.
Oh, for the beta?
Yeah, for the closed beta, there's no PC for this one.
There's no PC.
Maybe is at least from this story. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's go to the official website. Let's go to the official. Yeah,
Network
it is.
testing suite day. You're right. Yeah, there's no PC test.
Yeah, I guess they
Huh.
got that out of their system last time.
That was
Need to
well,
test those
whatever.
consoles. So,
Yeah.
anyways, uh, I don't know. Anything else you're thinking? I mean, we got the PSVR stuff, which they said that there's 20 titles in development currently, like big profile titles. We've only seen that Horizon kind of teaser.
Oh, we forgot about Sega. Sega.
Oh, Sega. It's
Persona
time
6. Persona
for a
6.
new Persona. Yeah.
No, that would actually that'd be crazy. That would be
That
nuts.
they
Actually,
only
that'd be
need
nuts.
so out of 30 minutes, they only need one big game or two big games.
Sega.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for Sony, if they want to make some buzz out of this, have it be kind of like that quote, quote, E3 worthy kind of presentation, assuming this is all we get this year until like TGS time frame,
Hmm.
that would be huge. That would be huge.
I mean, it would be, yeah, especially for those who are big fans of Persona or JRPGs in general. But you have to remember that State of Play is more than just Japanese companies. We're probably going to see some Western studios here, no?
You are correct. You
Yeah,
know,
so but I bet you but there might be a Call because they Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is coming out this year. We might
which
see a
is
Call of
weird.
Duty trailer.
Which is
Yeah.
weird because that Call of Duty Modern Warfare trailer, I'm going to pull it up, but that game's not, it's not a remake, but it is a sequel to Modern Warfare 2 using the name Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
So this Modern Warfare 2 is going to be a sequel to Modern Warfare, which is a reboot of the original Modern Warfare that came out in 2007 or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So there's Call of Duty 4 Modern
It's
Warfare, and then there's
confusing as fuck.
Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty, and then there's the Modern Warfare Remastered, and then there's Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, and then there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which came out in 2019, and now there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is coming out this year.
It just seems like a marketing meth. But
Well, if you
I
already
mean,
follow the series, you can kind of keep up. But if you're like a grandma or whatever, and you're like, yeah,
yo,
he wants Call of Duty
bro, at
for
this point, we
Christmas.
are the grandmas
I mean, I
almost.
guess,
Just
but
tag
at
on,
least I know
like, just
at least I know how Call of Duty works. But yeah, I know. But there's gonna be a new Call of Duty this year, like clockwork. They never not come out with Call of Duty. So
no, they
um,
don't. I think this is the last one before they go on the year hiatus,
yeah,
where
which is
where we
gonna be
get
really good for the franchise. Which is
we
gonna be
get
good for the
like a
franchise.
year of no Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean they can survive. Like they'll be fine. You
Oh, they'll
can
be fine.
live
I
off. Yeah,
mean,
you can live off Warzone for another for a
they're
year or
fine.
something like that. But
They're
yeah,
fine. Um,
yeah.
but that's a good point. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's definitely got to be there, or it's going to be somewhere. Uh, because this is a year where a lot of stuff is still in development because of the pandemic, because of all that. Development schedules got shifted and delayed. So we're I don't know what Ubisoft is working on. They just put out like a little like a free to play live service kind of game, but yeah, I don't know what anyone else is working on there. It's really silent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really quiet. So I don't
Um,
know what to expect
I just
from.
like I don't know for Western like we might get some update on God of War, right? Maybe.
I feel like they would show. Sony's done a couple of things with when it comes to God of War or just those really big first party titles. It seems like if they treat it the same way they did Horizon, that it will just have its own state of play. Like just 15, 20 minutes of just God of War. It'll be a gameplay thing, and then we'll have okay, and here's the launch date, or we're sorry it's delayed, but this is the new launch date kind of deal. I could see them doing it that way for God of War, and yeah, I would say that for God of War potentially.
I don't know. Like
But they have to
I
show
can see
something.
them.
There has to be some
Yeah, I can see
update on
them
it.
just being like, hey guys, we have more news for Ragnarok. Stay tuned in a couple of months. We'll have more to deliver at that time. But just to drip feed the fans,
Just
right? You
drip
know what
feed
I
it.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and other Western studios, like maybe we'll get some stuff from Bethesda. I don't really know. Like maybe we'll get
The
some, yeah,
Bethesda,
like
more
whatever.
Bethesda,
Like
Bethesda
yeah,
when they can't even provide. I'm sorry, that's really horrible to say. They can't provide
Bethesda
for their
might,
own.
and then maybe I don't know what else is there. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna get
There's
some from Rockstar, maybe like Grand Theft.
you
Because
know
they didn't
no,
the remaster, the remaster of GTA 5 isn't out yet, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
And they always show those at Sony's thing. Like they'll show it at the very beginning. Remember, they always show like Grand Theft Auto 4 online bucks, get them free on PlayStation for a year or something. Like if they're gonna show something, yeah, they might show it. But I don't know about GTA 5 just because, we did kind of talk about this. Anyone and their just Joe Smo open the internet and then it's like, hey, I'm looking at the press conference. I feel like some of these announcements, if they do like a new Grand Theft Auto or if there is a new one, but if they were to show like a 6 or something, that would, unless Sony paid a lot, they did it. I think all this stuff is going at Games Fest or Summer Games Fest.
Is Rockstar even making 6?
I think they put it. I think they put out that they were actually.
Oh yeah,
making
they're just like. Oh, no, I remember.
I
remember. They're just like, yeah, we're starting to begin pre-production on 6 or something super vague like that. That basically just means like
it started trending, and it was trending on Twitter that day.
Yeah.
GTA 6 is coming. I'm like, what the heck? What?
I mean, at this point, it's probably just like a design doc or something. I don't, you know what I mean?
It's crazy. Grand Theft Auto is on. Is it almost 10 years now? GTA 5.
GTA 5 is 10. Is it 10 years? It's probably. It's
Dude,
old.
It feels like it's been forever. Yeah. It feels like it's been out forever.
2013. Honestly. It's close to a year. Close to 10 years, rather.
Oh my
it's close
goodness.
to 10 years. 2013. Yeah.
Still going strong like Skyrim.
It's on PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, which same thing. PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 5, and Windows. So just every platform in the last like 13 years, it's on those platforms. So
yeah. But just, I mean, I think that's about the gist. Maybe we'll think of some other stuff as we kind of go over the rest of the news. Because like I said, the rest of it is VR focused and we don't know anything. Honestly, they showed the headset for PSVR 2 at CES earlier this year or a little bit last. Yeah, I think it was earlier this year. And that was it. We have that Horizon little teaser footage. But it seems like they want to spend some time focusing on that. And that's what's going to be here. It's only 30 minutes, so maybe 15-15 split, depending on how much they have the show. And when that even comes out, we don't even know when I don't think we even know the launch window of PSVR 2.
Yeah, who knows? But probably, I'm gonna say in the fall, just to coincide with the typical shopping season, right?
Should be. But State of Play, June 2nd, when this podcast comes out. And then June 9th, we've got Summer Game Fest, Day of the Devs. June 10th, we have the Netflix Geeked Week games, which last year...
Sponsored by Netflix. Cool, thanks, Netflix.
I forgot. They even had Jeff Keighley on it. I remember. They revealed a couple of games on there. Nothing too big, but it's kind of like just one of they're getting into it. They're very interested, as we know, in games and how to make them into shows. June 10th is the Tribeca Games Showcase. June 12th, I think, is probably the biggest outside of Games Fest, which is Xbox plus Bethesda Games Showcase.
Plus Bethesda, yeah, because they bought Bethesda, right?
They bought it. They ate it. They're ready for it.
Microsoft also bought Activision, so when that deal closes, probably next year we might see some, Xbox plus Activision plus Bethesda kind of thing.
Yeah, which will be, honestly, that's a huge library of potential, like, we're going to be seeing this and that. And
I forgot that Sony bought Bungie.
Yeah, which we can transition a little bit too, because that goes perfectly into what we were kind of Bungie in general. Sony is after I think it was like just kind of what was this, a investor relations presentation. Sony was like, hey, we're gonna have 12 PlayStation exclusive live service games by the physical end of 2025. 12.
Okay.
That is their goal. That's what they're hoping to do. And right now on that list, just the show 2022 as a live service game. But they're essentially going to be splitting 50% of their profits, or investing 55 or 50% of their profits into live service games. And to help with that, Bungie, of course, while they're doing Destiny and whatever, they're closing down on Destiny or however they're going to continue it, because they are still an independent entity. Once the deal closes by the end of this year, they're hoping to get with Bungie and talk about setting up kind of an initiative that ensures that like Bungie overseeing the quality, setting up some rules or setting up some sort of management to help all these live service games thrive so they don't be like, Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, the thing is Bungie the most qualified? I mean, well, obviously within Sony's library, yeah, Bungie is the most qualified. But like, do you think Bungie could do that well, or?
I was thinking about this because Bungie is to this day almost one of the only studios who survived all of the crap. Because and here's the reason. All these live service games, the few that did come out, I think the Division was another one that did survive. Division was
Well, kind of.
probably
I don't
the
know.
best competition they had in that space. We know Halo Infinite, well, it's still there. It's working.
That's not a live service though. Would you consider that a live service game?
It's
It has a
kind
battle
of
pass, but
it's kind of weird because they launched it. They launched the multiplayer before the single player, but the multiplayer, of course, is an ongoing type deal, which I think since it does have a battle pass, maybe it is.
I mean, are you going to
Maybe
consider
it's alive.
anything that has a battle pass to be a live service game?
That's
I
a good
guess
question.
I guess
It gets
so.
blurry because Destiny, the reason why it worked for a long time is that game did not have any monetization in it. When
Yeah,
it first
I want to
launched,
say
it was buy the
yeah.
game. That was it.
And then you play online, and they had expansions, and you bought the expansions, and they had like weekly raids and weekly
Before
events and that kind of stuff.
before the
Yeah.
expansions, they introduced the after they got acquired by Activision, they introduced the I can't remember what the store is called, but the Eververse. There we go, the Eververse trading post, which is where you would buy new emotes, you would buy new dances and costumes, all that type of stuff, right? That's where they started, and a lot of people didn't like that. But over time, people were like, okay, well, I can get it or I don't. There was no battle pass. Now there, of course, is a season. There's a new season every other 3 months or whatever. And like I said, they have the expansions. But that game for the longest time, almost 5 years outside of some of those expansions and like minimal monetization from that Eververse store, didn't have that integrated. It was never built with that in mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's good for the players. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why, but I just to me that's a much more appealing model, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like, well, at least for MMOs, paid MMOs that have a subscription fee, you kind of just pay your $15 a month or whatever it is, and then you can just play your game for the month. And they might have some additional paid options, like this is going to be like mounts usually, or emotes or whatever. But it's never. I feel, for me at least, I feel like it's never required to pay extra in an MMO, and I kind of
Right.
feel like that's how it is for Destiny originally, at least.
Yeah, yeah. Outside of the expansions, you didn't have to.
To
And I
like
think,
pay, yeah.
and even the division, I don't think that was built into the, well, it was built into the division, but not, I don't think is a way of like, hey, we need to also make a lot of money from this or keep making money in that sort of a way. Whereas now we have some of these live service games, and it is kind of iffy. Like, do you consider Halo Infinite a live service game? But I guess these Battle Pass games where, and we it becomes an issue where they limit the XP you can get to actually level up.
Yeah.
And we saw this with Apex originally. Apex has had to tweak that battle pass to where there was a time when it was really was there was an easy season, right? Was it?
I mean, the first couple were easy for sure,
And
and
then
then
it
they made
went
it,
super hard.
and then they changed it, and they changed it to the star system. And the first season, the first like 2 weeks of the star system was not well received because it was difficult to level up. And then they're like, okay, we're giving you more stars now. So
Yeah, and that's
now it's kind of okay. I don't know. Actually, I didn't
I
buy
think it's
the battle
okay.
pass for the season.
I feel like now it's much better. Um, but then you had like Halo Infinite when it launched. That was a huge thing. People were like, I'm barely leveling up. Like I'm putting all this
Yeah, it
time
was
in.
tough. It was
Servers
really tough to level up.
and
Yeah.
the servers aren't working. So, uh, servers were working, but it was just really slow matchmaking.
Right.
I don't know what defines a live service game. That's
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't
for
know. Like,
me, when you say live service, I'm actually like I'm imagining stuff like Destiny or an MMO essentially, a game that kind of
mhm.
survives on its own, um, with a content schedule, a content roadmap, um, that kind of like changes the game. So this would be expansions for Destiny or story patches for other MMOs, right? But when I think about stuff like Apex or Halo Infinite, I'm like, there's like
I
the reason why I come back to
mm, mm,
Apex
mm.
is for the gunplay, for the battles, right?
Right, right.
But the reason why I come back to, Final Fantasy 14 is for the story and for the progression, the character progression, like getting new loot and gearing up and then fighting stronger bosses. That's why I come back to 14. But for Apex, it's just I just want to win this match. Like that's it. You know what I
You
mean?
know, maybe that is it. It's that PVE part of it. There's of course the PvP part of it, but also the PVE that in the world, like you said, that's constantly evolving or constantly changing due to events or something that affects it. You know, even Anthem, which was the last,
Oh yeah, yeah.
maybe
God
was
forbid,
Anthem
Anthony. Yeah,
the
God, yeah.
last one that really tried this, and of course it didn't make it far at all. You know what? No, Marvel's Avengers live service game
Right. Yeah. Marvel's Avengers. I guess
also
and
built the battle pass messed it up too, or the progression, the level progression at which you unlock stuff. Because Destiny, very first, didn't. The only thing you were doing was leveling up your character. That was it. Getting guns that dropped. So just doing
right.
the activities repeatedly and just PVE. You could do some PvP and get a little bit of rewards. Do the raids, but that was it.
Yeah, and I guess
Yeah.
stuff like Warframe, I would say, is live service, right?
Warframe is, yeah, that's definitely a live service, which is one of the better ones. I think if you
Mm.
kind of go with it, that's definitely been one. And then of course there's the simulators. Eve Online and stuff like that. You know,
Oh yeah,
those are
those games
technically
that like did you now they see they announced a legitimate like collaboration with Microsoft
Microsoft
Excel?
Excel. So you can now.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast, and at first I was like, "Is this?" And then I heard it's like, "Yo," when they announced that, their fans were cheering because no
Yeah, because it
longer,
makes sense. Yeah, no,
yeah,
because
you
if
know,
you
it's
are
for their
hardcore
community.
into Eve, you use Excel, which
It's
is what's funny, but whatever.
you can prepare for the working world. Next thing you know, I got hired because I knew how to use that Excel.
Yeah, I'm so good at Eve. I have a warship in Eve. I manage everything in Eve. I don't know, but
Anyway,
um yeah, so for live service stuff, I guess it's I don't know. I guess I guess technically stuff like Apex would count, right? Because
an
it
ongoing.
is yeah, it is a steady drip of content. They are adding new maps and they are adding new characters and they are changing the guns and they are whatever. So I guess technically that's a live service. It's not what I don't give a shit honestly about
The story,
the
the character, the world, the
the
map.
cosmetics. Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, I want that skin so bad," I'm like, I just want to play the shooting game. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. Um, but I think yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because that's a very short time frame to get 12, 11, essentially 11 or 10 more. They didn't list Grand Theft Auto as
yeah,
part of
it's a
it.
3 years, so that's what 3 per year, 4 per year,
Yeah, I
per
think
year,
what is this? Yeah,
per
so physical
year.
22 is 3, physical 23, 6, 24, 10, and 25. They hope to have all 12 out.
Yeah, so it's
So
between
one,
it's
four,
between three to
three.
four, three to four per year. Yeah.
Is it? I mean, hey, I mean they can't sell these boxes. They're trying to make them. And this is a great way for them to try it. But hopefully, all of these are done. Like I said, Bungie's helping with this, and hopefully, they can help set up something that's relatively efficient at whatever, like managing all this. They've only
Well,
got
they
one
need
other
like
studio,
teams. Yeah,
Haven.
they need
Yeah,
teams to keep it alive. You just can't launch a live service game and be like, all right, have at our friends, because that's what happens if you do that. That's what you get Babylon's Fall. If you do that,
you
so
get a ton of Babylon Fall, and
you get 12 of them. Yeah,
you get
so
12. You get 12 Babylon's Falls. What are you gonna do? But that is called the Live Service Center of Excellence. Is what they're quote
that's
quote.
seriously what it's called. That's the
That's the quote
stupidest.
quote name
Is that
of
an
what they
official name?
mentioned.
Like that can't be that
That's
can't
just
be.
what they mentioned it as.
Okay, yeah,
You
like
know,
there's no way that's like the name of the department or anything. That's
yeah.
terrible.
The only other studio we know that's going to be involved with this is Haven Studios, which is Jade Raymond's studio that they acquired.
Oh, right, right,
I believe
right.
they acquired. Yeah,
Hmm.
they acquired. I believe or signed exclusivity. Anyways, we talked about the PSVR 20 games over at launch that they'll be going over a little bit, some here and there at State of Play. Once again, there's no, I don't think from any stories that we've seen, like, hey, uh, yeah, no real release date or window. High specs on the thing. I don't know if there are any VR games that you're interested in seeing though, or hope maybe potentially
No,
around
like
this thing.
the thing that I like about VR is how novel you can get new experiences. Like I haven't really played a console game or just a PC game or whatever, and I've never been like I sure wish this was on VR. I've like never really thought maybe for like Power Wash Simulator or something like that, right?
That would be a
But
fun.
for me, like the biggest draw of VR is completely new experiences that I haven't thought of yet, like stuff that I can't really think about right now.
Yeah.
And when someone puts that on a VR, and I'm like, well, that's actually really cool. That's when I'm like, oh, that's why you need to get VR. So,
If
um,
oh, I was gonna say if I didn't get motion sick, like I have to. Alien Isolation is the first time I've ever gotten like just motion sick after like 30 minutes of playing. Like Phasmo, I can
yeah,
play that game for like 2 hours. I'm fine. Like
yeah,
it's fine.
VR makes me really sick. Yeah.
But I would love to do some of the like VR chat kind of spaces. Like I saw a documentary on like DJs who after the pandemic or when the pandemic was hit, they basically just made a whole virtual club scenes there, and it was kind of cool to see like that scene was just thriving the way it was. But I never would have imagined that would be a way that people would still be able to get together, still hang out, DJs still do their thing, and you can still donate and all that stuff. It's kind of crazy, the things you can do. But yeah, like you said, different experiences. Something like Half-Life Alyx, where the touch controls are completely different. Just put you in the game. Even for Alien, the ship feels like a ship. Even though I've never been on a spaceship before, it's very claustrophobic. But when I'm
Yeah.
playing on like just normal screen, I don't feel that way. I don't feel claustrophobic. I don't feel like the ceiling's like right above my head and I can just touch it and like that's how much space I have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. 20 games, man, that's a lot.
They have to be porting something.
Well, I don't know. I
Some
I I would be most curious about stuff that I just like that I legitimately just can't even think of right now. Although Super Hot is a great VR game. I really like Super Hot in VR.
Super
It's a
Hot.
fun
Super
game.
Hot is
Yeah.
is a good one. The VR games that have lasted are still the ones that are still the ones to kind of aim for, or at least look up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's just something really, really fun about Super Hot VR.
It's just that random. You're always improving. It's basically you're improving yourself in an action movie, and
Yeah, it's
it
true.
always
Yeah, and
kind
you
of
can.
works.
Yeah, and the way that you feel so badass when you play that game is incredible. Like when you chuck a gun at someone's face, and then like they blow up and their gun goes flying, then you catch that and you use that to shoot someone else. You're like, whoa, I'm the best. Like,
It's like you're doing it.
yeah, it's pretty
Uh,
sick. And you can use a knife to cut a bullet in half.
that's so nice. Unlike,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I'm gonna skim through the last little bits of this because we're pretty much done with the state of play. There's a lot of Sony news that just came out this week. There's just a bunch, I guess, because of that investor relations call that they had. They're hoping, they are announcing Horizon for Netflix, God of War for Amazon, and a Gran Turismo show.
How does the Gran Turismo show even work? Is it like just a car
It's
show?
just a car show. I mean, how does
Oh, that
Fast and
would
the
work.
Furious work? I guess I don't know.
Well,
Just do it.
it's probably not gonna be. It's probably not gonna be like Fast and Furious. Like I think it might just be like
Some dude trying to race, I
a
guess.
serious car show maybe.
That would be nice. A serious car show. That would
Yeah,
be
that'd be
fine.
interesting.
That
Yeah,
would be
you
interesting.
because you don't need to be a fan of Gran Turismo to enjoy a car show, right?
No, no. What was that one show called? Is it Top Gear?
Top
I
Gear,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It'd just be like kind of either a Top Gear or maybe if they want to, they can actually teach people about cars through a
Yeah,
main
I
character, like going
it could
like
definitely
initial
just
D
be like
level or something. I don't know.
it could just be like a normal ass car show, and I think that'd be perfectly fine.
That would be good. I like that idea. I hope that they go with that. We also know that of course Last of Us is coming out on HBO, so they've got something
Yeah.
everywhere. Ghost of Tsushima being adapted to some other stuff, so we'll be seeing more of that. I didn't know you shot at me Returnal coming to PC, or it looks like it's coming to
hmm
PC.
It's like
So
rumored to be on PC, which is one less reason to get a PS5. So yeah.
after that one story, I'm like, I'll skip over this. And they're like, we'll make up, we'll produce more PS5s to levels never achieved before.
Well, no, I would hope so. I would hope never achieved before.
To
Yeah, man,
levels never achieved
I
before.
would certainly hope so. Yeah.
Please, please, we just want to walk in the store and grab one. That's it.
Oh my god.
It's crazy. They're selling. It only takes 82 minutes to sell 80,000 PS5 units. What the heck? They're just selling them. Like,
Yeah, they're still selling, PS5. So I can you imagine being the kid who like for the last 2 years has wanted a PS5, can't
you,
get one.
you get them a PS4. It only takes 9 days to sell the same number of PS4.
People are
This
still
is
buying PS4s?
is that they can't get a PS5, so they
Yeah,
just get
but
the
who doesn't have
PS4.
PS4 at this point? PS4's been out for like 10 years.
Dude, someone's still buying. You know, kids. Well, you know, kids are still uh, um around. People are
Sure,
still,
yeah.
you know, they have to get something. You know,
I guess if you're just, let's say you're getting your first console, sure, then I guess you might be getting PS4. I guess that makes sense. I
yeah.
remember getting my PS1 close to the release of the PS2. So
Gosh, I was. Oh, that's when that it was just called was it just PS1? Is that what it's called?
well, it was called the PlayStation. It
Well,
was
they
just
had
called the
that.
PlayStation.
I think around that time they had that really slim
The PS. It was
model.
called the PS1. Yeah, it was
The
called the
PS1, yeah,
PS1.
the rebrand,
Yeah.
and that thing was slim too, man. That was a good.
I
One.
was so slim. It came with a TV lid, so you could like
Yeah, it
literally plug it into a wall and like have a portable PlayStation. Yeah,
Bro.
before the PlayStation Portable, but yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And of course, we talked about Summer Games Fest. Jeff said there's going to be fewer third-party games shown this summer just because the dev cycle and delays and with the pandemic and such like that. So, and I mean, we're still seeing that. Literally, the fact that there's nothing coming out until October-ish.
Well, more or less. We're getting a
More
bunch
or
of
less.
trickle stuff. I mean, so next year, actually not next year, sorry, the next month, so in June, we're gonna get the sequel to AI Somnia Files, which is a game that I'm excited for. So.
Let's get real though. That's like that ain't that AAA. I'm just saying that AAA
It's
stuff.
not,
You know.
but it's gonna be so good. You should play it. Did you finish? You didn't even finish.
No, I didn't finish it, so I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, you
I'm not
gotta
gonna
binge
play
it, man. You gotta binge that
until
game.
I finish all 4 or 5 endings of the other game.
You just binge it. You can do it in a weekend, I bet. Just dedicate a whole weekend to
Dedicate.
AI
I should
Somnia
do. I
Files,
should
yeah.
do a. Yeah, I should just do a. I finally hit 2 years on Twitch. I'm gonna stream the rest of this game.
Just like marathon it, yeah.
Marathon it. Fallen Order, of course, is getting a sequel, and
Yeah,
we already
Jedi
knew about
Survivor.
that. But Jedi Survivor is they put out I think it's a teaser
Yep.
for it. So go check that out if you're interested. It's a huge time for Star Wars, Obi-Wan, and then Andor, another Disney Plus series that is coming just around the corner. I think it's before the end of this year. So you want to learn about the Resistance in all its forms, go do that. And finally, there is a FF7 25th anniversary cafe somewhere in Tokyo.
Oh, where?
Let's see here. The Square Enix Cafe in Akihabara and the Artenia.
Oh,
it
yeah.
Artina?
Well, do it. Yeah,
In East
easy peasy,
Shinjuku?
dude. Whoa, open for reservations on already passed. Okay, cool.
Oh, crap. Yeah, already
Yeah.
passed. I love how I put
But
this
that's
on my
sick.
grid.
I would probably go to that. I want to do that actually.
You can order a meal, of course. What is
Oh,
here?
yeah,
So
fucking
there's
do that.
illustrations on the mats featuring artworks from FF7. Oh, from just like
Oh,
all the
Dirge
different
of
things.
Cerberus.
Dirt or Cerberus. Advent. That game probably
Ooh.
had some really cool artwork. Let's get real.
I really
It
did,
probably
yeah.
had some great artwork.
Sure.
They're also gonna be selling some T-shirts, just like new anniversary stuff.
Yeah, let me take a look at
merch.
this. So in Akihabara. So I should go to this actually. If I can get tickets for it.
Looks like it opens June 11th to
Oh,
July
so-
22nd. So that's
Oh, it's a
potentially.
Chrono Cross thing right now
Oh, right.
at the Square Enix
Right on.
Cafe. Oh my god, this ends on June 10th. This next week, I better go with my girlfriend would probably really appreciate this actually.
As long as, because I assume you have to get tickets, but it's not like I don't
Yeah,
think
you gotta do the
It-
reservation thing, yeah.
it's towards the end. So
Yeah, I didn't
assume-
realize that the collab right now is Chrono Cross. My girlfriend would probably really love this. I'm gonna see if we can go next week. I want to see if we can go this weekend actually. You know, how's that? So, because it closes in a week. So, yeah,
I guess I'll try to get some tickets
for FF7.
for FF7. That would be fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to go for Chrono Cross this weekend if I can manage to make it out, and FF7 as well.
Like the last thing that I have, the last cafe I went to, like collaboration cafe, was a long time ago. It was probably like El Shaddai or something.
What the fuck? What did they have? Jeans?
Yeah, they had the jeans, man.
No, wait, really for
I
sale?
think the jeans were probably there. I bought
Oh
some
my
coasters
God.
from there. You know, they had the artwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, stuff you could eat from the meal. But yeah, I'm gonna check this out and see if I can get some tickets for this. This seems cool.
Yeah, you've never been to the Square Enix Cafe though, right?
No. I've only been on the outside of it, looking in.
In Akihabara?
Yeah, yep, that one.
Yeah, it's good. The food is really good. So if you, maybe you knew this already, but the food at the Square Enix Cafe is produced by Pasella.
Oh, you said Pasella. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and
we
they make
love the Pasella. Sponsor.
They make legitimately good food. Like
The best,
legitimately good food.
we
Yeah.
should. That is where we should do. If we ever do a live stream, freaking go to the
From
Pasella,
Pasella.
and
From
from
Pasella.
Pasella, and it's just like, look at this food. Oh, and there's karaoke, but who cares about that
Mm.
right now? It's there. Anyone can get that. But I mean, the room, like honestly, those rooms are nice. They're usually really clean, well lit, comfortable couches, good
And the food is
TVs,
just like,
and
oh, food is
amazing
just
food.
so damn good.
You can't go wrong with Pasella Cafe, not cafe, but their food. I
The
don't like.
karaoke, the karaoke places, yeah.
I don't even know who. I don't know who the chef is back there in each one of them, but they're all good.
Yeah, and the honey toast that they serve.
Oh, put some ice cream on that. Diet
Yeah,
gone.
the honey toast is so good. Yeah. Anyways, so the food at Scorny's Cafe is actually pasella, so the food's always top notch. It's a little bit expensive. If you just wanted food, don't do it. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for you to go to a kind of Scorny's Cafe if you just want food. But if you're a fan of whatever the collab is, yeah, it's cool. It's super cool experience. You go in waves, so you have to book ahead of time. You just can't. Well, you can show up on the day of if they have openings, but they might
Mhm.
not. So definitely go ahead, book on the website ahead of time. So you book in for like an hour slot or something like that. So like, for example, between 1 and 2, and then between 2 and 3, and et cetera, right?
Right, right.
So you go in for your slot, and they serve you, and they're like, "What's your drink?" You order a drink, you choose your food, they bring your food out, then you're there for a little bit longer, and then after like when it gets close to your time, they're like, "All right, you have to get out of here because we need to shuffle in the next group of people in." Um, and then you get to keep a placemat. They give you like a placemat, which is basically just like a cheap paper poster, but it's free. You can take that home. Check out the gift
Usually what
shop.
it
They'll
is.
sell they'll sell the goods that you want. So if it's Chrono Cross right now, so it's like the T-shirt, the pins, or whatever. And that's it. You're only in there for an hour, but if you're a legitimate fan of whatever it is, it's pretty fun, I guess. A bit
It's
pricey,
always
but
like,
still,
yeah,
yeah.
it's nice to see the artwork. For me personally, I and since it's Pasella food, it's good food. But
So
like,
damn good.
I would rather just use my money on the merch, look at the
Then
art,
on the food.
and then just go eat somewhere else. But I guess that
Yeah,
there's something to be
I
said
mean,
about being in the environment, like being in that, like surrounded by everything you love, and then everyone who's there should, in theory, also like what you like too. So it's kind of like this
yeah.
nice, comforting place where you feel like really relaxed and chill. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
everyone there is typically a fan of at least, I would say, at least video games, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you've never been to a Square Enix Cafe, it's not that hard. Just go on the website, just book the time slot that you want, and they make you download an app on your phone, but you live in Japan and you can read Japanese. You download the app from the Japanese app store, and you log in with your Square Enix ID, and your ticket shows up there. So when you go to the cafe the day of, you're just like, here's my ticket.
Oh, okay. Just like the
Yeah,
movies or some
and
places do that. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they scan your little barcode, and then in line they're like, "What drink do you want?" Because it's like a requirement to get one drink.
one drink.
So while you're in line, they're like, "What's your drink?" And then you pick it out, and they give you your coaster at the time.
Do
So
that little small little drink. It better be tall. I
it's
want it.
so expensive, dude. It's like $5
It's
for a
$5.
drink.
Yeah,
It's
I mean
so damn
it's
expensive.
they're
Yeah,
essentially like I mean, May cafes do the same thing, but I want to say
yeah,
like a bar. It's like a bar. When you go to a bar, you need to buy at least one drink. Here in Japan, anyways,
yeah.
bar and
Well,
or
or when you go to
concert.
Pasella, they make you order a drink actually, but.
Get those drinks, everybody.
But I'm likely to order a drink anyways, so it's all good.
At least that. At least that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. We kept it. Okay, if we end this in 40 seconds, it'll be under an hour.
All right. Peace.
We're gone. Go ahead and
Yep.
follow us on Twitter, UGP_cast. Follow us on Twitch at Ninja Tricks and Root24. That's the Roman or the numerals.
Arabic.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, don't say Roman numerals. Yeah.
We don't know who
Arabic,
that
Arabic.
is. And then of course, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll catch you next week for another episode of the Unknown Games Podcast, episode 135, where I learned to speak English again.
All right. Until next time. Peace.
Peace, everybody.